Hello and welcome. I'm firefighter Reggie Campbell. Thanks for tuning in. Ever wonder what we do as firefighters in a 24-hour period at the fire station? Well, you're about to find out. Join AFD Live starts right now. Welcome back. Today's topic, what firefighters do in a 24-hour period at a fire station. Since I'm a recruiter, I talk to a lot of people, and people have a lot of misconceptions on what we do 24 hours a day at a fire department. Today, we're going to bring in a special guest, Heather Williams. She's going to help me talk to you guys about being at a fire station and being on shift for 24 hours and what all that entails. So let's bring in Heather. Hey, Heather, how are you doing? I'm not fantastic. Today, like I said, I talked to a lot of people. People have a lot of misconceptions about what goes on at a fire station 24 hours. Some people think we sit up 24 hours waiting on the fire, which is just not true. So today we're going to talk a little about what happens at a 24-hour station, what happens from when you get there to the time you leave. But let me ask you a few questions first.
Sure.
How did you hear about this job?
Oh, well, I was teaching. I was an elementary PE teacher at the time, and a good friend of mine, Deanne Dow, who's also a firefighter at one of the stations in Austin, called me up and was like, "Hey, you would love it. This is up your alley. I think you should put in, she knew I enjoyed teaching, but, I missed that kind of camaraderie and atmosphere. And she was like, this is what you need. And I didn't think I'd get in. So I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. Got in. So that's how I heard about it.
Thanks. That's a good deal. So she's the only firefighter you knew prior to coming in?
Yeah. So I'd known her. And I'd met some of her buddies just hanging out with her and, going to barbecues, and her crew would come. And so I met them. And man, I tell you what, like one of the reasons why I wanted to be a firefighter after that is these guys are all happy. Like they're all,
oh yeah,
every one of them. They're just
we love our
mood.
job.
Yeah, they loved what they did, and they were so passionate about it. So I was like, man, I gotta see what this is about. So yeah.
Okay. So did you have any idea what a firefighter did on a regular basis
Zero.
prior to getting this job?
No, zero. I mean, I was like, where's the dog at? I had zero knowledge. Like, yeah, they put out fires, but I didn't know the other stuff. I didn't know the medical part and the making a difference in that way, and like the traffic stops and all that. Like I had no idea, what it entailed. I just knew they wore the weird gear that everybody wears for Halloween, and and they put fires out. So that's what I knew.
Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. That's all we do.
Yeah.
So, as a female, did you think you could do this job, or you thought it was too demanding and too stressful for you?
I mean, like everybody, you think of a firefighter and you think of this big burly dude that's like runs through a wall, and like carrying 8 children out of a building. Like that's what I thought, it took. And so I knew it was gonna be tough. I knew that it was gonna be physically demanding just based on like looking it up and doing some research,
Yes.
I thought I could do it. I had an idea like maybe I could from the beginning. So, I had some misconceptions for sure. Like you had to be a certain size, all that. Not true.
Okay. Good deal. A good deal. All right, let's go into what do you do on your days that you have to go to work? Tell us what a 24-hour day looks like to you as a firefighter.
Oh, yeah, sure. So we have a noon shift change. So it means you go noon to noon. And so I get there probably around 11 o'clock. We get your gear. You bring everything that you need for 24 hours. So food, bedding, change of clothes, shower, everything. So I take that, get to work, I relieve. So when you relieve, you take a position from another firefighter, and then I check the truck. So that takes about 30 minutes or so. Like you check everything, make sure everything's there, working right. So in the case you do need it, you don't need to figure out where something is. You know exactly where it is. So that takes some time. Then, my crew, we all sit down, we eat together, we lunch, talk about what we want to do. So like we have hydrants, inspections, training, some studying, what we're going to do for workout, what we're eating, all that. So like we take that afternoon, we're running calls. So in between all that, so you're studying, you're doing your thing, you're working out, you're talking about training, you're doing some training, and then calls happen as well. So you're like, oh yeah, I'm still at work. So, so that we do that, and like you run calls, you're training until a call drops, you're eating until a call drops, so you're sleeping until a call drops. So you go through your day, workout, train, hang out, which is awesome because you end up hanging out with guys that you really like, guys and girls that you really like, become family.
Oh, yeah.
And that really does happen. Like I heard about it and I was like, yeah. But it's totally true. You become, family. And so hopefully you make a difference. You run some calls, you get busy, might get some sleep, maybe not. You wake up, breakfast, clean the station, maybe get another workout in, and then you get relieved. Rinse, repeat.
Oh, yeah. So does it feel like work when you're there?
No, man. I I liken it to like a sleepover. Like you work, you love what you do because this is one of those jobs where you truly do make a difference. So
Yes.
when you go on those calls, you're really helping people out, and you're getting to do that with three other people that you really like. And you get along, and it's like having. For me, I have a crew there's 5 people assigned to my station, and I'm the only female. And those 4 guys are like my brothers, So we hang out. They talk about cars. They talk about my car. We talk about football. We work out together. They give me all kinds of like guff over whatever,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So no, it doesn't feel like work. It's awesome. It is truly the
Yeah.
best job.
I tell people all the time, it's just like sharing an apartment with 3 best friends.
It
And you
really
all
is.
get along every day. So,
Yep.
oh, yeah. So what about the calls? How do calls work for you guys?
Yeah. So my station that I'm at is in the north of Austin. So
Okay.
we run on average 8 calls a day, 8 to 9. And that can go from like 8, like you never know what it is, right? So
Yes.
it could be anything from like we do traffic accidents, from fender benders to the horrible ones,
Oh, yeah.
and the medical calls from just like, hey, my toe hurts, to this person is seriously ill, and then
Yes.
hopefully we make a difference for them. And then fires come in, trash fires, car fires, house fires, apartments, stuff like that. So you just never know. And you hope for the busy, so you make a difference. And
Yes.
yeah, so we see a very wide range of calls, which is really fun,
Oh, yeah.
really fun to do.
What about dinner? I always was at a station where we had a wagon, so
Mhm.
made it a lot easier for
Yes.
you wouldn't have to be responsible for bringing food every day. Do you have a wagon at your station?
We do. So yes, thankfully that is a bonus. We don't do, you bring your own lunch in, and then it rotates. Whoever cooks dinner and breakfast. So, we sit down, they call it hot when it's ready. So we all go to the dinner table, phones are down, TV's off, all that. And just have a really good time hanging out, and we call it family time, and just sit there, enjoy each other's company, just talking around the dinner table, talking about our lives, like how things are going, talk about each other's kids, like one of my buddies, his daughter, who's 5, is getting attention from a little boy, and he's not okay with it as a father. So it's just entertaining,
Yeah.
it's just entertaining. So yeah, no, man, it's great. The wagon is great. I'm really fortunate to have a station that does. That's fun.
Yeah, that family time is very important. Like at my station, we ate dinner at 6:30 every day. If it wasn't on the table at 6:30, everybody was sitting there with their spoon and fork in hand, beating the table like, "Hey, it's dinner time," you know. So that's a good thing about it. You know, we always have fun around the station. You get to know your crew so much. You get to know their families. Like I said, this to me is the best job in the world. But thanks for coming in. Thanks for sharing what we do every day on this job. Maybe people have a better understanding what goes on every day when you go to a fire station. So once again, thank you. Be safe. And I'll talk to you later, Heather.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right, guys. Hey, hopefully that explains a lot about what we do from time we get to the station to the time we leave. So if there ain't nothing else going on, let me ask Heather one more question. Heather, as a woman, what would you advise any other female to do as far as this job? Would you encourage them to apply? Do you think they could do it? What do you feel about that?
Oh, for sure. You don't get 100% of what you don't apply for, right? So
Yes.
put in, see if you get it. And I encourage any female, anybody really to do a ride out too. You know, like we do ride outs. So I don't know if it's with the COVID, if that's available still, but if you can do one, apply. You can do this job, period. Others have done it, you can do it. And it is just a matter of, are you willing to put in what it takes? Are you willing to say, I will not quit. I'm just going to keep going, keep pushing. That's what's respected. You keep pushing, you don't quit. You're going to do this job. You can do this job. If I can do it, you can.
Oh, yeah. I know you can. All right, Heather. Appreciate you once again.
Yes, sir.
Be safe out there. Talk to you later.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining in today. Once again, be safe, and I'll talk to you next time.